Let's put up the video while I give you the background as to what happened. Let's put it up full mass. What you're about to see is an assault on a black male by cops at a bus stop. A 34-year-old Army veteran waited to use the restroom at the IndyGO bus station in Indianapolis. An attendant would not permit him to enter until she replaced the toilet paper. The security officer next to her told the man to calm down and wait, which escalated into an argument. Officers from 3 departments, including an undercover sheriff's deputy, attempted to subdue this Army veteran. The man says he was tased during this struggle. After he was tased and he complied with their commands, an officer put his boot near the veteran's neck. All right, there's more video. Here it is. The police did not stop. Back in their office, 2 officers lifted his arms while a 3rd pulled down on his neck. Booker says the officer was choking him. This is still continuing. Does that look like something similar we've seen before? You know, we've covered officers jumping on civilians like they are themselves a gang. Do we have more video? Was that the last one? All right. Now, let's put up the picture of the individual who was assaulted. He never should have went through this. His name is Marquise Booker, 38 years of age. Waiting to urinate and being a former custodian, Mr. Booker volunteered himself to replace the paper, the toilet paper. The female attendant denied his request. My history with the police in my community has always been tense and tenuous. Police have power, he says, and they don't want anyone to question them. When I was in Afghanistan, we didn't need 4 people to zip tie a detainee. Let's put up the picture. The Army veteran says he's had trouble with police since returning home. He said, and I quote, "I've been pulled over 33 to 35 times, and only 3 of them have been legitimate." Booker was booked with 5 misdemeanor counts of resisting law enforcement, criminal trespass, disorderly conduct. The police report differs significantly. We have the police report. The Marion County Sheriff's deputy alleges Booker called the officer names and used profanity before he was arrested. But the video released by Booker lacks audio. Booker says all charges were dismissed in 2020. Following this incident and the George Floyd protest, the mayor of Indianapolis, Joe Hogsett, and Metro Police Chief Randall Taylor on the right changed their use of force policy so officers were banned from using chokeholds on suspects. In July of this year, Indiana passed even stricter guidelines for police use of force in their state. A representative of the Marion County Sheriff's Office told press their department's use of force policy was already strict. Here's the sheriff. His name is Kerry J. Forrestal, right? We have seen this time and time again where police officers obviously would prefer to engage in escalation rather than de-escalation. They seem as if they are stronger, I guess, physically when they have others helping them completely brutalize a human being. These are the dynamics, ladies and gentlemen, that lead to the defunding of your police department. You see, if you really are concerned about defunding the police, you need to start with the police. Because out of all of the efforts of activists, those rallies and press conferences, the movement has not defunded the police to the degree that police have defunded themselves. By way of civil action, against others, the civil rights violations, these crimes against humanity, these murders of unarmed men and women, well, who do you think pays for that? The taxpayer. You. Why would you not be upset at actual defunding rather than being upset at someone who says, let's reprioritize our purpose here so that we can actually fight crime and prevent it? All right, Conscious, what's your thoughts, brother?
Man, two thoughts. Both of them center around patriotism and how patriotism is usually weaponized against black people and home policing us. The first thing is, hey, when Colin Kaepernick was taking on them knees, it was a lot of individuals that sensationalized the military and veterans, saying that we should always already have respect for those individuals. Here we see there's complete silence and outrage for a veteran that went to freedom ain't free. They say, hey, he went and fought for American values internationally and came here and getting treated like how he got treated. We also recognize, right now, from K through 12, from East Coast to the West Coast, there are a lot of school children being taught about patriotism. They're being taught about patriotism in terms of what the red coach did to the colonizers and how we came with our patriotism views. It says that you all get due process, innocent or proven guilty, right to trial by jury. We don't see that right there. I see that those officers played judge, jury, and adjudicator. He was not treated to innocent or proven guilty. He did not get to see a judge. So we see that the two concepts of patriotism in this instance, well, we're talking about symbolism of the military, or we talking about the actual values of the Constitution. We see when it comes to black people, it's a devoid.
Yeah, and it's so ironic that individuals who say, I want to be a law enforcement officer, well, that means you need to love the law. You need to like it. But if you actually quote the law to a cop, and you're right, that cop will get angry at you, even though that cop is a law enforcement officer. It's perverted, is what it is. It's like having a professor who's upset about teaching. All right.